Okay, when everything's hooked up and for some reason you lose the signal, maybe it was a windstorm or a dust storm, there's a couple of ways, or one thing I want to show you to check before you even think about repointing is just checking the network. And here's how we're going to do it. We're simply going to disconnect our LAN B, leave these connected, take the yellow wire, which is connected to the server and will stay connected, and simply plug it in to LAN B, like that. Then you're going to go open into the computer here, and you're going to launch the iSight software on the upper right. There it is. And you see the modem here. We can click on the modem. It says not logged in network. If you open those buttons, it'll show you the status, network good, status. So right now we're all good, so I shouldn't have to be screwing with anything. And I'm not going to screw with anything. I'm going to wait till you guys get here to actually take it off signal. So to check it, check my signal. If I want to log in, I click on not logged in. Comes up with an IP address of 208.64.188.185. That'll stay there. It'll say administrator. That stays there. And all you have to do is enter the password. The password is capital P @ 55W0RD exclamation point. I put that in that email too. Then you just say sign in, and you're in. Now, if this was a situation where we were going to do a signal meter, all I would have to do now is disconnect the transmit, and then up here I would click this icon that says signal meter, antenna pointing. Click on the antenna pointing icon, and I would click start. Now when you click start, it's going to ask you, are you sure you removed your transmit cable? So say yes, you remove the transmit cable, say start, and you start getting your signal ping. I'm going to wait till the next video to do that because I don't want to disconnect the internet right now. I'm waiting for an important email. Okay, so when you get that signal, because this yellow cable is so long, you can just disconnect the power on the laptop and sit the laptop over there on the floor. You can tell by the tone where you're at. If you've got like a 15 signal, it's going to be like doot, doot, doot. And then when you bump up to 16, it goes doot, doot, doot. And if you get up to 17, it's going to go doot, doot, doot. 17 would be incredible, but you don't need that. 16 is good enough. And actually 15.7 will do. Alright, next video. Alright guys, this is the signal peak tutorial. Here's your setup. Normal setup. Blue cable to router. Cable with the black tape goes to the switch, gives the house internet. If you ever have a problem, you need to just take the GATR off. Just remove this cable from the router and go downstairs and rehook up the slow internet, and everything will be as it was before. That's worst case. What you're going to do, again, normal state. You saw how we put the yellow cable in to check the signal earlier, and it was good, so we left it alone. If it was bad, we'd go through the other process. Remove the LAN B, insert the yellow test cable, remove the transmit. You heard that the connection just went down. Okay, transmit's removed, yellow cable is in. Come over here. Launch your iSight software. It says not logged in, so you double click there, log in. Capital P @ 55W0RD exclamation point. Take your time. Okay, you're in. Click on the icon that has a dish on it. It says antenna pointing. Click antenna pointing and click start. It's going to say, are you sure you removed the transmit cable? Yes, I did. Boom. Alright. Wait a few seconds and we'll see what kind of signal we have. We have a 15.5. That's pretty good. That's enough. But if it was low, like 14, and you weren't getting an internet connection, here's what you do. You hear it? I'm going to turn the speakers up. Come out to the dish. My gauges are good. I'm going to set the camera down. Yeah. What I do is I just sit right here. Make very small, slow movements. See, it went lower, higher. That's where I want it. Pull it down, low. Pretty much I'm maxed out. I'm at the best signal. So that tone you're hearing is acceptable. That's what you want. So again, when you move the ball, move it very slowly, left, right, up, down. You'll hear the tone go down if you go off signal. You'll hear it go up as you hit the signal. And we're pretty good right there. So I'm going to go back inside. I've got good signal. Good enough. And what I'm going to do is go back to the modem. Disconnect the power. Power's off. Remove the LAN B test cable, which is already connected to the server. Put it back over there. Reconnect my blue cable. Reconnect the transmit. If you can, there you go. Kind of hard, one-handed. Okay, transmit's connected. Receives connected, blue cable in, put the power back on it. Power's back on. Look at your power light. It takes 3 or 4 minutes to come up, but when it comes up you'll see some lights flicker and flash. It'll get back on the network. Blue cable feeds back to the router. Gray cable with black tape heads the signal to the switch. As soon as those lights come up, we're going to be back on the internet, and I'll show you that because I'll leave it running. So I'm going to leave the camera going so you know how long it takes. Meanwhile, back on the computer, I'm just going to stop signal, close out of eyesight, close all this crap, and within about 4 minutes my wireless connection will come back up, and that indicates our signal's good. Okay, now while I'm waiting for that to boot up, let me say a couple other things. If after 3 or 4 minutes all your lights come up but you're not on the internet, simply do a power cycle of the router. Just simply unplug this cable here like that and plug it back in. You shouldn't have to do that, but that's a just in case. That'll reset the IP to the router. Okay, I'm looking at the computer. Let's go back to the modem. Okay, we have lights flashing. You see the network flashing, syncing up. And come back to my computer. Let's try to open the browser. Okay, yeah. And you see the icon down here. It says we're on the internet again. So that's all we had to do is what I did in this video. Just watch this video a few times and you'll be good. We're on, and that's it. So first thing you did was put the yellow cable in, took the blue cable out, of course. Launch eyesight, see if you're on the network, in network. If you are, leave it alone. If you're not, come down here, remove the transmit cable. Log back into eyesight, as we did earlier, using the password. Click on the antenna pointer. Bring up your signal meter. Again, remember, when you're doing the signal meter, the transmit cable will be off, disconnected. You go out, tweak your dish to the best tone. You got the best tone, you come back in, remove the power, put the blue cable back in, reconnect the transmit, put the power back on. 4 minutes later, you're back on the internet. Good luck! Alright, continuing. So I put the power back in, reconnected the transmit first, and put the power back in, reinserted the blue. Now you'll notice if you look at the lights, it takes 3 or 4 minutes for it to actually boot up and transmit and confirm signal. So now that everything's back in the normal state, blue goes to router, transmits on, we had a better signal. You can close this thing down, say stop, close it out altogether. And in about 3 minutes this will boot up. The signal will go back to the router, the house, and my local wireless will come back up. And if you see, if your little icon here, you'll see it go internet eventually, shortly. If for some reason this doesn't come up, say after 5 minutes, it will though, but if it doesn't, just power cycle the modem or the router. Just unplug it, plug it back in, and that'll get a new IP and everything will be good. So you notice the modem still hasn't booted up. There it comes. Here comes the lights. Transmit. See those net flashes? That means we're getting on the network. And you're back on the net. So all we did was basically set on our butt and twisted just a little bit to get a better tone. And we'll do this together one time before I go as well. But you'll have the videos. Alright. Got it? Keep it up, guys. Okay, guys. Here's the basics. I made a little place here for your feet to go. Put your feet on it. And you look down at the line I've drawn. It matches the center seam on the GATR. This is perfect alignment for shooting the satellite. You'll never have to change this. It's going to be fine. Even if you deflate, it's going to come right back up very, very close. And it'll just take a little bit of tweaking. There's your line. There's your center. There's your proper numbers. Remember, you want this to be at 2, no higher than 2.5. This to be at 0.15, no higher than 0.2. It shouldn't vary, except with the heat it varies a little bit. But you know the routine. If this goes too low, you close it, and that'll increase this. If this goes too high, you open it, and it'll decrease this. Right now it stays about right there. Should be good. Okay. Over here you see the elevation marker. Elevation's at 24.9. Perfect. And if you want to get a look behind it, I've got another line, 243.8. Lines up with the seam. And basically we shoot exactly the intersection of our driveway and the road. It's pretty much exactly where it is. And the final thing, you always want to take a look in here occasionally. Make sure you have good parabolic. That means the dish is like that. It will stay that way unless you have a total collapse, and then we'll work that out. Alright, so that's the basics of dish. Next video is going to be a clip on how to peak the signal in case it goes out. Thanks.